Does God know the future? And if he does that mean he predetermined everything that happens? Or does he sovereignly choose not to foreknow certain things, allowing real human freedom? For centuries, this debate has shaped theology. On one side, Calvinism teaches that God's knowledge of the future is exhaustive and determined by his decree.
And did he decree that rape?
If he didn't, then that rape is an element of meaningless evil that has no purpose. What I'm trying to point out by going to Scripture...
So what is your answer there? Because I want to understand the answer to that question.
I'm trying to go to Scripture to answer.
Yes, but what is the answer to the question that he just asked so that we can understand what the answer is?
I mentioned to him, yes, because if not, then it's meaningless and purposeless.
On the other, open theism suggests that while God knows all possibilities, he does not fix every outcome. But what if I told you there's another way to think about this? A way that preserves God's omniscience, omnipotence, and sovereignty while still allowing genuine human choice. Calvinism teaches that God knows the future because he ordained it. Every action, every decision, even the thoughts of humans are under divine decree. According to this view, foreknowledge and foreordination are the same. I am God, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning. Calvinists argue this verse proves that God's knowledge of the future isn't based on observation, but on his sovereign will. To them, if God did not determine the future, he wouldn't truly know it. But here's a question. If God preordained every action, are humans really making choices, or is he essentially playing chess against himself?
Gusto ka, anak. Di ba dapat alam mo yun? Ikaw nagplano ng lahat ng to eh.
Plano ko, pero desisyon mo. Free will nga, di ba?
Now let's consider an alternative. Not the traditional open theism that suggests God is somehow affected or limited in knowledge, but a view that upholds his omniscience while recognizing his sovereign control over his attributes. Imagine a chess grandmaster who knows every possible move and every possible outcome, down to the last detail. He evaluates each possibility in real time, but he does not move for his opponent. He doesn't control their decisions, though he understands where those decisions could lead. This is how I see God's foreknowledge. He knows all possibilities, all paths, but he chooses not to predetermine every move. Why? Because if he did, there would be no real game, no real agency, only him playing both sides. But some may argue, if God does not foreknow every detail of the future, isn't he less powerful? Not at all. True power is not in rigid control, but in sovereign restraint. A God who controls all is powerful. But a God who has the power to allow genuine freedom, that is a sovereignly confident God. Consider these biblical moments where God relents or changes his mind. These passages suggest real interactions, not mere illusions of free will. Another question, doesn't prophecy prove that God knows the entire future in a fixed way? Not necessarily. Some prophecies are conditional. God's declaration of judgment on Nineveh, for example, was avoided because the people repented. A fixed decree wouldn't allow for such a change. This isn't just a theological debate. It's about how we relate to God. Is our relationship with him real? Are our choices truly ours? Or are we simply playing out a script written before time began? A relational God, a God who allows freedom, invites us to take real steps, to make real choices, knowing that he walks with us, not merely directing us like puppets. I believe in a God who is omnipotent, omniscient, and sovereignly free to interact with us in a dynamic way. A God who knows all possible futures, but allows us to step into them with genuine choice. Where do you stand? Do you believe in a God who determines everything, or a God who sovereignly allows real freedom? Let's discuss in the comments.